Yo, what up? This is my weekly trade reflection from July the 21st of 2025 to the 25th. Took 5 trades this week, went 4 for 5, still holding Palantir, but that's the only one that I'm down on. Yeah, so on Monday, we took Toast, and where am I? All right, so what we saw was a rising wedge, and as you can see, on this stock, we get a lot of tight consolidation and then a big move up. Tight consolidation and a big move up. So what do we see? A lot of consolidation, and we got a big move up. I wish I swung this trade. I'm working on my take profits right now, so that's one of my bigger issues. But yeah. So what we saw was a lot of consolidation, right? Break above this level of resistance right here from the previous day because we rejected, built another level of resistance here. So we set that for our stop loss, or not our stop loss, for our level of resistance. Stop loss goes to low of day. So here, took this trade on this candle closure here. And on Monday, we saw a huge move up. And on that big move up, I immediately trimmed because I saw it rejecting, which unfortunately played out, and we could have been a lot higher. Probably would have got stopped out on Tuesday, actually, to be honest, because my stop loss one went to break even. So yeah, but took about 40% on this trade, I think. 40%. Stop loss was low of day, and we saw a tight base. I'm trying to avoid greed, so I'm really just working on my take profits right now. Yeah, we saw a 5-minute fair value gap form. And once it blasted past that, we took the trade, took profit. Second trade of the week was J&J. This was a earnings day trade, and also could have swung, made more percent, but we took this as a day trade. What we saw was a flag with lots of resistance previously. So if we go on the daily, we see this tight base right here of a range where we're just rejecting right here. So chop. Then obviously, as you can see, we got a big move up on Tuesday, followed by some more chop, forming a flag. So on last Tuesday, a week later, we saw a break forming. We're way above the EMA's overextended too, so that's why we're seeing a pullback right now. But on the first 5-minute candle closure, what we saw, we marked out our level of resistance, the previous high. And what we saw was a big move up. So off that candle closure, we got our entry right here, as you can see, on this gray candle. And we got a pretty big move up and exited pretty quick, which I'm happy with. Made about 40, no. I don't know what we made on this. Decent percentage though. It hit my goal. I took a TP on this and an exit also. So we can go to the 1 minute to see. Had my levels marked out right here off of a previous level. What was I targeting here? I was targeting this level of resistance right here, breaking these highs. So we saw this get broken. So what do we take? We took the most recent high, and that was our TP. And then we got to exit off of that. Decent trade. Wish I swung, obviously, but we can't wish. We only have what we did. Third trade of the week, we took Pony. On Pony, we saw a tight falling wedge right here with a strong base of resistance, which has been since the stock opened. Off of this, we took a 5-minute candle closure, obviously. Let's see. Off Pony. Took this one on Wednesday. So what do we see right here? We see a big move up, followed by a tight range with a base. That's a flag. That is one of my major building blocks. When we see a flag, that's my favorite confluence to take, to be honest. So what do we see? Market open, big move up, followed by a little bit of a rejection. It went down, so I wasn't sure about this one. But as soon as we saw this big wick break above this and close, we entered. I only made about 20% on this one, I think. I hit my TP, but I only had one contract. Very low size on this because the contracts are a little bit expensive, but made decent profit. Fourth trade, AMD, which also should have swung. Trying to work on that, but if I only have one contract, it's kind of hard. So what we saw on AMD was a very tight base right here. Wait, when did I take this? I took this on Thursday. Here we go. My fault. So here we go. A tight base right here. Right? Very tight base in the uptrend. So Thursday, market open, very big move up, followed by a rejection. Form a 5-minute fair value gap and also value that fair value gap and move up. Saw another fair value gap form on the 5-minute. Also on the 15-minute, there was a very big fair value gap right here, which I had marked out. Fair value gap is one of the other confluences I use, and as you can see, we went into this trade off of this candle closure above the previous rejection. I took profit pretty quick because my contract had a low expiration date, and yeah, pretty good move. We touched this fair value gap once again, retested, and formed another flag, moved higher. Now we're in another chop, and I'm going to re-add this to my watch list for next week since we have a flag right now. As you can see, the big move up with the base. Yeah, very good stock. Finally, final trade of the week. Whoops. Is PLTR. On PLTR, what we saw was a very tight rejection level in our uptrend. PLTR is a very good stock. I hold this long term as well, but took a short day trade on this one and ended up swinging. Market open, we saw a very big amount of volume, and the ADR is 2%. We saw a 2% blast, but took it anyway. Off this blast on the second candle open right here, this green one, we got our entry, went up, thought about taking profits right here. Really hard, but I chose to swing it because what do we have once again? Very tight range with a flag, as you can see. So this is also all-time highs, which aren't my favorite to trade because you can't really target any previous levels for take profits or resistance, but I really like this stock, like the movement.